Hello everyone, welcome or welcome back. I don't know how to sit right now, so we'll just sit with good old Jeff here. I don't know why they named this Squishmallow Jeff. No, Jones. Jones is like, it's a horrible name for a stuffed animal. Like, that's the name of a person. That's a last name of a person, first of all. Anyway, so that doesn't even matter. None of that matters. I'm sorry if the lighting's all crazy. I still haven't exactly figured out this space. I haven't exactly figured out how I want to sit. I haven't figured out anything. Okay, life not figured out. So, as you guys know, hopefully, or don't know, if this is your first time, hello, I'm Noelle D. I read sometimes. I'm reading Empire of Silence, Mercy, and Ruin, and One Piece. However, not necessarily all at the same time, so I have taken kind of a pause on One Piece and Ruin. And Ruin I've taken a pause on because it's just taken me a really long time to read, and I'm like, I think I need a break. Because I think I went straight from Valor into Ruin and wasn't reading anything else, and it was just taking so long, and I think it's because the battle scenes and things like that, it just was not, like, my brain was just not following along well, and that's okay. That's like, I'm liking the book a lot. I'm liking where the story is going. I just needed a break. I think I'm like 58%, or maybe in the 60s of percent through Ruin. Like, why is it taking me so long? I don't know. That's why my shelf is looking crazy, is because I have some things that I've moved around, and current books that I'm reading are in different places, and they're not on the shelf. And this shelf is new. I built it myself. Thank you. I know. It's structurally sound, and it holds books. That's all that matters. It really is. So Empire of Silence. I am, how far am I into it? 20%, I think, last time I checked. I'm on chapter 17, and there are things that I'm really liking about this book. I like the complicated relationship that Hadrian has with his family. I think that those sort of things in books is really important and something that a lot of people can relate to. Not necessarily the specific circumstances of this sci-fi world that we're dealing with, but there are things we can relate to when it comes to complicated relationships with family, parents, and siblings specifically. I have definitely seen some stuff that I relate to, and some things are just really nice to read about. I can't go into spoilers, but I do want to make a vlog of reading it, like a spoiler vlog, because not on this space as much, but in the, like, romance book and literary fiction book side of YouTube, a lot of people make vlogs on their books, spoiler and non-spoiler. I think I will just probably do a spoiler of a lot of the, like, very popular in the fantasy space vlogs, like, make spoiler videos on those, because I think it'd be really fun, because you're seeing parts of my life, but you're also seeing all my thoughts as I'm reading it, and like, what's going on, and why is this taking her so long, and what was her thought on this specific thing that was said, and things like that. And Empire of Silence is such a good book for that, because there are so many good quotes. The writing is beautiful. I would say, though, that for reading in general, I've been reading really slow, and I'm starting to pick up again, and I think it's because I was just reading the same book, for one, but also because, oh my gosh, it is so hard for me to breathe today. Like, I don't know what's going on with that. But also because I don't know if it's just from starting the channel or from my schooling of learning Spanish and being wanting to be a translator, aspiring translator, I guess you could call it, in my schooling, where when I read things, I really try to think on every single word in Spanish and try to translate it. And I feel like I have started to do that in English, where I am just feeling like I'm translating every word into English from English, trying to really picture what's going on, because I don't want to miss anything. And there comes to a point where, like, that's just not an enjoyable time, and I just need to calm down, and I just need to, like, read and enjoy, because no one is holding me to a specific standard. It's literally just myself. But I have to get out of that mindset. Hi, Moto. I have to get out of that mindset and just be able to read and enjoy and have conversations. And, like, at the end of the day, I'm always going to miss something. Especially in sci-fi and fantasy, like, I am always going to miss some detail about someone. I'm gonna miss what someone said. And that's not because I'm not paying attention, because clearly I am. I'm taking such a long time because I'm trying to pay attention too hard, which then I can lose focus even more. But, and then Mercy, okay, that was like me going on a whole rant, not even talking about Empire Silence, but Empire Silence has been good. I really liked it. Oh, actually, I did want to talk about this. And I was thinking about making a video on it. I want to know what you guys think about me making a video. I'm probably going to make it anyway. But about when books take from other books and it feels very derivative. What are your thoughts? Because I'm dealing with that with Empire of Silence, where there are certain elements that are the same. However, the story is completely different. But I was just caught so off guard because I didn't realize that Empire of Silence was going to have so many things that came from Dune. And apparently Star Wars, but I haven't really noticed that yet. But definitely from Dune, I noticed because I read that last year, I think. And it's just so in my brain that I'm like, wow, that's here, and this is here, and that's there, and how do I feel about it? You know, and none of it is spoilers, but I do really want to go into it in the video that I want to make, so I guess I will keep it short and sweet on that note. Mercy, I am reading kind of off and on. I need to get it done before July 15th or something like that, because I am trying to be a beta reader for the second book in the series, so I need to get it going, and it is very enjoyable. He's very much like no stops. Here's the characters, here's the world you're in, you're just living with them and figuring out as you go. There is no, you know, oh yeah, we're gonna explain this and explain this and explain this, and then we'll get you into the world. It's very much like your head is under the water and you're like, what are these things above me? I can't see them quite clearly yet until you come up into the surface. And you're like, oh, okay, I see this thing. I see what's going on here. I see what you did there. But I was talking to him, Chance Dillon, the author of Mercy, Tears of the Fall, and I was saying that in the beginning chapter, I would have thought that he was a father in the way that he wrote the relationship between a father and daughter. I really would have thought that he was a dad, because I feel like he described it so well, and maybe I'm wrong because I'm not a parent either, but so I guess I don't sound real credible, but it was very good, and his writing is actually really good. I'm appreciating it. I will say I do have a pet peeve in fantasy books, just books in general, but I feel like fantasy and sci-fi have the most. And it's like, he walked to the bed for he was tired. Like the comma for. And I've seen it in Empire of Silence. I saw it in Mercy. The first time I the first time I ever noticed it was in Harry Potter. And she just kept doing it. She kept saying it, J.K. Rowling, and it was making me angry. And I was like, I'm so tired of this sentence structure. I hate it, personally. It's like Murphy Napier and undulating. I don't mind undulating, but that is a word that is used often in fantasy books, in sci-fi books, if you didn't know. The undulating planes of whatever. I feel like the comma for sentence structure is used so often. Like, I think it's meant to be kind of dramatic, and sometimes it works, like, but as a whole, I don't like that sentence structure, and I think Chance has only done it 2 or 3 times in this, about the same for Empire of Silence. Maybe more for Empire of Silence, because I've read further, but I don't know, it's just like one of my personal things. I don't know if you guys feel that too, but that is just one of my things that I'm like, this sentence structure is not it for me. What else did I have to talk about? Oh, yes. So, One Piece, like I said, I've taken a pause on that. Vlogs, I'm doing vlogs for One Piece on my other channel. It'd kind of be hard to do both at the same time for me personally, just because I feel like that's a lot of having to remember which clips are what, and what I said in one, and what I didn't say in the other, and things like that. But, you know, we're going to try to make it work, okay? And I did want to show off, actually, two books that I got recently. Well, one my husband bought for me, but is A Hero Born. I don't think I've heard anybody talk about this, but it looked really cool. It's by Jin Yong, and he's a Chinese author, and the premise sounds really good. After his father, a devoted Song patriot, is murdered by the Jin Empire, Guo Jing and his mother flee to the plains of Genghis Khan and his people for refuge. For one day he must face his mortal enemy in battle in the Garden of the Drunken Immortals. Under the tutelage of Genghis Khan and the 7 heroes of the South, Guo Jing hones his kung fu skills. Humble, loyal, and perhaps not always wise, Guo Jing faces a destiny both great and terrible. However, in a land divided with a future largely unknown, Guo Jing must navigate love and war, honor and betrayal, before he can face his own fate and become the hero he's meant to be. And this is a series. And honestly, it drew me in because I was in the Marine Corps and I was learning Chinese when I was in, and I gravitate towards the people and their culture because I feel like I share that connection after learning and having all my teachers were from China, and they were so precious, and it was really interesting to learn about their people and their culture. And that's just something I want to continue to do and continue to learn about. And now obviously this is a fantasy, but with, Chinese influence, and I think that sounds right up my alley, honestly. So, and in the beginning of the thing, it says, in a world where kung fu is magic, kingdoms vie for power, and the battle to become the ultimate kung fu master unfolds, an unlikely hero is born. And I've always loved martial arts as a thought. When I was younger, I did not have the patience to learn any sort of martial arts, but I really wanted to. I wanted to be in martial arts classes, but my parents never put me into them. I did some sports, but I didn't get to do kung fu or karate and things like that, which I really wanted to do, which I understand are different. But any sort of martial arts I was very interested in, and yeah, just never got the chance. But I enjoy watching movies of martial arts sort of things, and then also it sounds great in book form. Then the next is The Will of the Many, and this is a great copy of this book. I know they had it in Barnes & Noble for a while, and then they got rid of it. Well, at least at mine, I didn't see it for a while. I will say I'm not a big fan of the yellow. I wish it was gold, and I think that was the intent, but not what happened. But I think that this still looks very beautiful anyway. I love the columns, being broken, and I love the premise of this, just that it's in an academic setting where this guy is basically a spy, essentially, for one side, but the school, I guess, is a part of another, and, I think that sounds really good. I know a lot of people say they're over the academic setting. I'm not, because I just haven't read enough of it. I'm sure one day I will be, but I'm definitely not at anytime soon. And these are the maps in the beginning, which also look very nice. We love a good map, but we love even more when the map matters. So I certainly hope it does, and I hope that I can see the pictures of the school and things like that. I also thought about doing a little unhaul section of this video, but I didn't go get the books that I wanted to unhaul. I forgot. But the main one is Babel by R.F. Kuang. I did not hate that book. I enjoyed it for the most part. I enjoyed the premise. I enjoyed the magic. I didn't enjoy the characters. I was fine with the characters in the beginning. I didn't like where the characters went, except for one person. I really only liked one character, and I think the type of story that it is did not go well with the characters that she made, because she really wanted you to feel bad for the characters, which you do, but you also don't like them because they make horrible choices. At least I didn't, and then some choices didn't even go along with their characters. It made absolutely zero sense for them as a character. It just felt inconsistent. And but I loved the language stuff. I love languages. I think that part was so cool. The magic and that had to do with languages was good. But yeah, I can't in good conscience keep that book on my shelf because I will never read it again. It's, yeah, no, I will not. And I feel like there was another one. I have The Shadow of the Wind in Spanish, and I think I'm also going to unhaul that because I don't think that I'm really interested in reading that book. It is a literary fiction novel or just a fiction, I'm not sure. I'm not sure the difference either, but I'm not interested in reading that, so I am going to also unhaul that, and I think that there will be some other books that I have in Spanish and maybe some literary fiction books that I'm just not going to read anytime soon, so I probably just need to go ahead and give them a new home, give them to the library, give them to a free little library, or give them to one of the local bookstores that we have here that are locally owned, something like that. I don't know. That's kind of the plans. Well, other than that, let me know how you're doing, what you're reading, what else is going on in your life. I've gotten back into my Pilates, so that has been really good. I've been really enjoying that. I've started playing some tennis with my husband, at my own pace, of course, because I have my injuries and whatnot. But yeah, let me know everything, honestly. And yeah, we will chat in the comments below. I answer every comment. I like every comment. And yeah, I just want to talk. So have a wonderful day. God bless.